again, obviously. And he has chronicled the extreme human rights violations of the Bolouch people by regimes both in Pakistan and Iran. He has worked with eminent investigative journalists Sean Forbes and Kyle Ferguson in processing and producing videos on the plight of the Bolouch people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very fortunate indeed to have Dr. Bolouch amongst us today. He's flown in especially from British Columbia for this function. Do put your hands together in a warm welcome for him.
Hello. Just to clarify, I'm not a doctor, but yes, I'm a coordinator of International Voice for Bolouch Missing Persons based in Canada. And also I'm a producer of my own TV online. Two Canadian journalists working with me. I'm gonna give you my card, and I appreciate if you visit our Bolouch TV online, because this is the only source. We highlight our issues. We don't have any voice within those two occupied states. I appreciate Dr. Nehru and his entire team, and Dr. Richard Bingham for inviting me this event. I'm here to speak in the UN World Refugee Day about the internally displaced Bolouch people and about the severe human rights violations in Balochistan, which is completely blackout in the world. So today you hear about Balochistan from Bolouch perspective, which is very hard to hear from the state media or from other sources. Before I start to talk about that, first I would like to briefly mention to the audience that Balochistan was historically a free sovereign state. A large portion of Balochistan had been forcefully occupied by Iran in 1928, when the ruler of the now Iranian-occupied Western Balochistan territory, Mir Dost Muhammad Khan Baloch, resisted the Iranian forceful occupation. In the end, he paid the ultimate price for resistance when he was offered by Raza Shah for a peaceful way to resolve the matter. Afterwards, he betrayed and hanged in Tehran prison. Since then, the native Bolouch in their own land, just like Tibetan, have been seeking justice and equality, while the successor of every single Iranian regime have been summarily executing the Bolouch youth and activists until now. In 1947, when the British Raj came to an end, Pakistan and India were separated. Balochistan also declared its full independence. Later, the rulers of Kalat, Balochistan, were betrayed by their liar Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Incidentally, also the founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, is often regarded as being the cause of million Muslims, Hindus, Christians, and Sikh death due to 1947 division of subcontinent. His legacy of hate manifested in the indiscriminate killings of minorities, sectarian violence, and extremism are the dark facts the world can observe in all parts of Pakistan in the name of religion today. In March 1948, the Pakistan Army invaded Kalat, Balochistan, against the wishes of the Baluch population. Balochistan was forcefully annexed and has been occupied by Pakistan by their military forces ever since. Both of the historical betrayal are forever inscribed upon the history of the Baloch people. Therefore, the resilient Baloch people are continuing their struggle for birthrights, language, culture, identity, and vast resources in their occupied rich land. The Baloch are continuing to struggle to liberate the Baloch homeland from foreign occupier and regain their sovereignty. Since 2005, almost 2 decades, the fifth military operation began in Balochistan, which hardly, I believe, the people can know about that, which caused internally so many Baloch people displaced, refugee in their own homeland. And human rights violation across Balochistan has drastically increased. On October 2007, the International Crisis European-based organization working to prevent conflict worldwide published a report about the Balochistan conflict titled, quote-unquote, Pakistan Forgotten Conflict in Balochistan, detailing the plight of internally displaced Baloch people. According to the report, since December 2005, when military operation began, at least 84,000 people have been displaced by the conflict in Dara-Bukti and Kolu district alone. According to the UNICEF internal assessment in July-August 2006, that was leaked to press, the displaced person, mostly women, 26,000, and children, 33,000, were living in makeshift camp without adequate shelter, medical services, or food in Jafarabad, Nasirabad, Quetta, Sibli, and Bolouch district. Over 28% of the death among those survived were children under 5. However, Pakistan denied aid agencies such as Pakistan Aid Foundation and media access to the area, which they supposedly returned. It wasn't until December 2006 that the first Pakistani official acknowledged of the gravity of the humanitarian crisis in Balochistan. Pakistan has further embarked upon China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is called CPEC, mega project in Gwadar, Makran, where my region is, which Baloch consider to be an anti-Baloch nexus of China and Pakistan. Due to the CPEC, Pakistan Army further has intensified military operation in several areas of Balochistan, including these all places: Kolu, Dara-Bukti, Sibli, Quetta, Huzdar, Awaran, Makran. While 1,000 Baloch have been forcibly internally displaced, they had no choice to migrate from their villages and towns for safety and security reasons. Hundreds of Baloch citizens have been killed during Pakistan's security forces activities, including full-scale raids, aerial bombardment, search operations. Thousands of houses are looted and burned to the ashes by Pakistan Army. As a result, there is an intense resistance against China involvement. Baloch see no difference between the atrocities committed in Syria and Iraq as compared to Pakistan Army atrocities in Balochistan. The Pakistan Army and intelligence agencies strictly do not allow access to the media, the UN international agencies in the ongoing conflict and hot zones in Balochistan. Therefore, the current exact number of internally displaced Baloch people, IDPs, is difficult to determine. I want to remind the UN and international community, including this community, more than decades ago, the Human Rights Commission of Pakistan cited numerous instances of intimidation, arbitrary arrest, torture, disappearances, and extrajudicially killing of security forces and intelligence agencies in Balochistan. The Voice for Bolouch Missing Persons, a human rights organization led by family members of abducted Bolouch citizens, reported that more than 20,000 Baloch have been illegally arrested by Pakistani security forces and intelligence agencies. The Voice for Baloch person also asserted that more than 6,000 Baloch individuals have been extrajudicially executed in the custody of Pakistani army and security forces. Among the victims often included professors, political leaders, students, lawyers, poets, teachers, doctors, journalists, artists, and activists. Innocent women, children, and elderly Baloch have also been indiscriminately killed during military operation by Pakistani forces. The international voice, which I represent, for the Baloch missing persons, registered the cases many abducted Baloch activists to the UN Working Group on Enforced and Involuntary Disappearances Organization in Geneva. In September 2012, a UN Working Group with 5 members, Mr. Elivar Favre from France, chair of this delegation, Mr. Jeremy Sarkan from South Africa, Mr. Usman El-Hajwi from Lebanon, Mr. Elia Dulki from Argentina, all visited behalf of UN Working Group in Quetta and met our family, Baloch family abducted and political and human rights activists and the representative of the Voice for Baloch Missing Persons after they submitted their recommendation to the Pakistani government about the significantly deteriorated human rights situation of Balochistan. The working group recommendations were completely ignored. Sadly, although victims of abducted Baloch families, many who even participated in the international long march more than 2,500 kilometers in 2013 from Balochistan to Karachi, Sindh, and from Sindh all the way to Punjab, Islamabad. And they submitted their memorandum to the UN office. Since there has been no concrete action has been taken by Pakistani judiciary or by the civilian government. The International Voice for Baloch Missing Persons have also had several follow-up meetings with the UN Working Group and about the Balochistan. The widespread, systematic, and gross human rights violation has been steadily intensifying with each passing day. Recently, on June 20th, 2016, Pakistan military forces kept 5 innocent Baloch civilians in custody from Mashke. They were extrajudicially executed inside in the camp. Sarfraz Bolouch abducted in August 2014. And Naik Muhammad, he was abducted in 2016. Mashke Abdul Karim and Allah Baksh abducted June 18 from town of Mashke. Earlier in 2016, Pakistan military forces massacred 35 civilians and abducted as many 200 people during military operation in Kalat area of Balochistan. Among 35, 15 of them were delivered to the Quetta Civil Hospital by security forces to prevent the bodies from being identified and protect the narrative that victims were terrorists. The authorities made no effort to identify one single body and secretly, hastily buried the victims at night in undisclosed, unmarked location outside the city late at night. According to the local report, in November 2015, the Pakistani army killed and tossed several Baloch activists from gunship helicopter to the ground in Mashke. I'm sure none of you ever hear these things are happening in Kashmir. The dead bodies are usually severely mutilated. In one instance, Pakistan Zindabad was carved with a knife in the victim's body. In another instance, note was found in the pocket of the dumb Bolouch victim who was killed during the religious festival